When individuals are given an HIV infection, in my experience, most individuals will adapt their behavior initially with regards to maybe sexual behavior or things that they're concerned with regards to transmission or potential onward transmission of HIV infection. Most of the times, people just do not feel well enough, and so actually sex is the last thing that's on their minds with regards to, and the potential for onward transmission is always in the back of their mind as well.
Obviously, behaviour is important, and knowing, the more you know, the better you can protect yourself and others. I was very, very clear that anybody I met, I would be very upfront about it. So, yeah, I think it did change things.
I did not tell others. I felt good because now I'm taking the drugs. I have not changed, but we use condoms after the results of our blood tests.
I would say it's different from person to person. We always encourage safe sex practices, but there are issues also involve issues like disclosure. So some of those participants who has not disclosed their status, especially to their partners, it's hard to change their behavior because the partner maybe will question why now we have to change the way that we were doing before. So most of the participants that we had in the study, the behavioral has changed a lot after education.
It depends with the individual. Because others, sometimes they don't disclose their status once they know, of which makes it difficult for them to change their behavior. Like after some time, if you haven't been using the condom with your partner, and now you have to use the condom, and suddenly you haven't disclosed your status, that will make a query from the partner. Why now suddenly we have to change? So it depends with the individuals.
What made me feel bad was that he passed away before we talk more about the HIV, about finding that I'm HIV positive, because he's the one who infected me, and I was so depressed. Yes, because I found out that I was HIV positive. At the same time, I lost someone that I love. Because I loved him, but at the same time I hated him. Yeah, and my mind, I didn't know what was going on in my mind.
There are those who came forward to tell their partners of their status. There are those who hid everything from everybody. And in that way, life would continue normal as if nothing has happened if you have not revealed your status to your partner. So they were not doing the same thing, they were acting differently. But I used to notice something when they change relationships, like she enrolls being in a relationship with this man, and later they dump each other and she goes for another relationship. That was very difficult for them to confide to the new partners. Although we tried as much to encourage them to do so, and we stress using condoms until such time she's ready to tell the partner of her status.
Some of them, they didn't disclose to their partners about their status. Some they say so, they did disclose. And other family members, they didn't know what was going on. Others, they did disclose. So it was one-on-one. And Mom Pipi, because she was the sister, she was emphasizing them that you must always use a reliable method for pregnancy and use a condom. But you'll find that most of them, they did fall pregnant. Most of them, they did have an STI. So those were the challenges that we were having. And some of them, they were relocating from this place to another place. The phone number are changing all the time. You phone this person, the number is no longer working. You have to phone the second person. The second person will tell you, the last time I saw that person, it was 3 months or 4 months ago.
They understand that they have to change behavior in eating plans. And some of them will even organize themselves to get into some gyms or exercise so that they can keep themselves as healthy, as strong as possible.
We have the HIV virus. I personally, and I don't say this as something that I think people should do, it's my personal decision, will never knowingly have sex with someone that is negative, even though I am undetectable, because a risk is a risk no matter how small. Because I think that when we have to try to knock this thing on the head and try to reduce its spread. And so that is my personal choice. But I've had people argue with me saying, but you're undetectable, it's okay, you know, the risk is so slight. Yes, it is a reduced risk, but it is still a reduced. And I think we do have to be careful of getting in the mindset that saying, I'm on treatment, I'm undetectable, therefore it's almost like I don't have the disease.
In fact, even in the notes, one time I found myself remarking that if somebody would read this file from the visit 1 and read all the visits, you'll find so much different information from the same client about having disclosed. Next time she has not disclosed. The other time she disclosed to the partner or a friend. The other time no, to a stranger in the past. No, the other time no, I have not disclosed, sister. I'm afraid to disclose. So when you read the file, it reads like, you know, you, the person who wrote it, was a bit mad. How can you write such conflicting statements in a person's file? And it exactly comes that way.